And we are. So, hello, Latin Group friends. We are here with Emmanuel J, or how do you pronounce your name? You know,
Emmanuel J, Emmanuel J. Some people even call me Emma J sometimes, just kind of shorten it up a little bit. But
yeah, we were wondering whether it was Emmanuel J or Emmanuel.
hmm
But
yeah, either or, I guess, just user discretion type of thing. It's up to you. But yeah, when I introduce myself, Emmanuel J.
and of course, Latin Group friends, we are here to get to know Emmanuel, because he is right now the hottest new artist on the scene, because he just got signed up by Abraham Quintanilla.
hmm
It's actually something amazing, because he had not been signing up male artists. He was
hmm
signing up a lot of the female artists, and he has been focused on Isabel Marie Sanchez, of course,
Right.
singer, and the new singer, Brooke T.
hmm
So you're in great company because they're tremendous vocalists, and that's something that Abraham Quintanilla usually looks at first and foremost.
hmm
You have to have the talent. You have to be polished, um, and he saw that in you. So first of all, tell us where do you come from? How did things start in music for you?
Well, I grew up in a small little town in southern Colorado. It's about 45 minutes east of Pueblo, Colorado. Small town called Ordway, and I lived there for most of my life before moving to Pueblo, Colorado. But I got into the music because my dad, Sean Gauna, used to play drums for a band in Colorado, Southern Colorado. They were Los Jalapenos, and so me and my twin brother Emiliano, we were exposed at a very young age, um, with the music. Seeing my dad play at some of these shows, from the concerts, and I mean, we just saw the people and we saw the music. We loved the music. Like, the music was something that it was, I guess it's in our blood, our interest for it, because there's no other music that can capture us like the Tejano music. And so when they played, um, it was very surreal. The feeling was like, oh man, this is something that we would like to do when we grow up. And when we were like babies, I remember my mom would always tell us that we used to play on like the pots and pans, or we try to sing and stuff, and just kids making racket at at that age. And after a while, we were very blessed and fortunate enough to be provided with musical instruments, accordion, bass, and uh, then I took an interest in actually like recording music. So when we were, I want to say maybe 10 or 11 or so, uh, we had this jukebox where we would record. It had like the little mic built into it, and you just put in the cassette tape and hit record, and we'd record ourselves playing, man. And that's, after hearing us play, on the little tape, it just wanted us to do it more. And we just wanted to get better and wanted to get better. And we had a lot of help from our tios, and also my dad, molding us into musicians at a very young age. And at the age of 14, um, they told us to get a band together. So yeah, I believe I was in 8th grade, and I was told to get a band together for Valentine's dance, I believe. And we were going to open up for my dad's band, Los Jalapenos. So we got it together, and we got some songs picked out. We got some other kids, musicians, to help us out. And that was the first time I was on a stage, playing for a bunch of people. And it was an experience that I can't forget, man. It was something that in that moment, I knew this is what I was wanting to do. So I kept at it. We tried getting tighter with the band, practicing more and learning different songs, and trying to challenge ourselves. That was the main thing, was to try to challenge ourselves to be better. Um, Not too long after that, I believe, when I was 17, I believe, I started playing keyboards for a band in Pueblo, Colorado. So that's when I started playing. I learned how to play keyboards was with the band there. A few years later, my brother had moved out here to San Antonio, and he was playing bass for another young artist, Joaquin Cura.
Okay.
So he played for Joaquin Cura in, I think, 2016. And then he ended up moving back to Colorado, and he got together with a guitar player from Pueblo. His name is Tony Gonzalez. They got together and they wanted to do a band. Well, at first it was just something, Tony's wife, his mother had passed away. So he was trying to get a band, you know, just to celebrate the life, you know. And so my brother helped him out with that. I didn't even start out on vocals then. I actually played the drums for the first couple of shows with this band. And then we actually started taking it a little more serious. You know, we were like, you know what, dude, like we actually have a lot of potential. Let's try this out. But we need a singer. So they told me, well, I mean, Emmanuel, you've sang before, so go ahead and just take the front, man. We'll hire a drummer. Okay, yeah, that'll work. So the keyboard player, Adam Brown, came up with the name Behind the Scenes Band. So behind the scenes, we played for a couple of years. We did like the Tejano music conventions. We did like the Tejano Music Awards fanfares here in San Antonio, and a couple of other big events over there in Pueblo, Colorado. So it was going good, man. It was a moment of, okay, this is what we're gonna, you know, it's happening now. You know what I mean? We started playing these bigger shows, you know, getting more fans, you know, people supporting us, and it was nice. And in the middle of that time, drummer, very well-known drummer here in San Antonio, Larry Villanueva, had just moved back to Colorado. He was out here playing with like Ram. I believe he was playing with Ram at the time, but he's played with like EDDIE, he's played with J, you know, all these people, man. And so I believe he played with Joe Lopez when Joe Lopez had left Mas. I believe, I can't remember, but so he came back to Colorado, and we took it as an opportunity, you know, let's get this drummer. He's solid, man. And so we brought him on board, and really it took us to another level, dude. Like he came in and he knew what he wanted to hear. So he helped everybody, you know, and what we needed to sound like, because he was out here playing with the big dogs, you know, in the league, the big. So we had to actually step up our game a lot in Colorado, but it helped us a lot. After a while, about almost 2 years ago, so 2018 or so, me and my brother, we finally decided, you know what, we got to make a move out to San Antonio. You know, if we're gonna do anything to take us to the next level, we got to come out here to San Antonio and just try it. You know, we don't really have much to lose. So, you know, we talked to our family about it, our parents, and they're very, very super supportive with our decision on wanting to move out here. My mom was a little more worried than my dad, of course. You know, mother's instinct, they just want to make sure that, you know, we're being taken care of, that we're gonna be okay.
Well, you said about moving?
Yes, that was you know, when we had decided to move in 2018, I believe. So we told the band, hey, you know, this is what we got going on, and it was almost you know, it was a very sad time. You know, we had a couple more shows that we had to play with them, and they had already known, so we gave them like their 2-week notice. But it was a sad moment, you know, because we had something great going on, but then me and my brother were like, well, we need to do more. We need to, you know, challenge ourselves even more. So we moved out. We took the move out here, and I got on with Lades. Not shortly. Oh, yeah. Shortly after I moved out here, I got on with Lades. I was playing accordion and keyboards for them, and every once in a while, I was allowed to sing a couple songs, you know, and it was awesome, man. It was a great time. The experience, you know, being on the road and you know, just the different culture out here. You know, it's very different in San Antonio than it is in Colorado. So it was very nice to be able to come here and experience it. I was with Ledez for about 8 months. And then being with Ledez, Mark Ledesma used to be the lead vocalist for David Garza. And so we would have some shows where we would play together. We'd open up for David Garza, and that's what I'm assuming that's what kind of opened the door for that next journey in my life. 8 months after Ledez, David Lee contacted me, and he asked me if I would be interested in helping out Los Musicales.
Keyboard.
Yeah, so that was like a whoa. Like I just couldn't believe it. Yeah, when I saw that message from David Lee, I was like, this is something else. It's crazy. I had told him, yeah, I'm definitely interested in helping out. During that time, I was already working on my solo album, and with Mr. Gilbert Velasquez. So I was trying to make sure that doing the deal with David Garza wasn't going to interfere with my solo album, with Gilbert. And so David Lee told me, no, that's fine. You got to do what you got to do. And but at the end of the day, when it comes down to commitment, we want to make sure that you're going to be committed with us. He said, yeah, that's understandable, respectfully. So, so I went ahead and I committed with David Lee, and with them, man, that was another amazing experience and journey in my life that I would never, I can't forget. Being able to be on the road with the legends, of Tejano music, Tejano University itself, man. I'm like,
that's what I was thinking. You're going to school as you're
yeah,
person, because
absolutely.
you're talking about a legendary career.
Mm-hmm.
They've been around for such a long time, and they have such a fan base because of all the care they put into their music.
Right.
Anybody that has been through the David Lee Garza University, you have learned a lot,
mm-hmm.
just by performing, and you can see the discipline and how solid all the artists that have come out from David Lee's.
Absolutely. Yep. Yeah. No. Yeah. That was another step up from where I was, and I took it as another challenge. And like you said, I was going to school at the time, and there was a couple of times on the bus. David Lee would actually have me bring out an accordion, and he would sit with me and teach me some polkas. So yeah, just to even be able to get private lessons from the Godfather, it's like, oh man, it was a very awesome experience, brother. Like I wouldn't trade it for anything else, and then I was with them for a while. I think this past September was a year that I was with David Garza. But unfortunately, because of COVID, we weren't gigging for that whole time period of, I believe it was March, until, so it was it definitely impacted everyone, in the industry. But yeah, that was a great experience. I released my solo album in May. I believe it was in May. I'm sorry?
Title of the album?
The title of the album was Palabras de Amor. Yes, and that one, it was a long one that I've been waiting for a long time for it to be finished, with Gilbert Velasquez. And when it finally came out, it was worth the wait. I was very, very happy with the product that he produced for me, and we put it out on the digital platforms, for people to stream it and buy it, whatever. And I also bought hard copies. I had to buy 2 different shipments because the first one sold out pretty quickly. So it was a blessing, man. Especially during the COVID and stuff. I wasn't too sure if I would even make that many sales. Because a lot of people, they were being cautious, and that hands-on, delivering and all that stuff. But I was blessed. I was very blessed. So
And there
with that album,
you have another school. You have another school right there with Gibby Velasquez.
oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that was an awesome experience in itself. To be able to go in there and you know, I think 7 of the songs I wrote. So to be able to go in there and actually work with Gilbert on a lot of these tunes and to make something, you know, with him, that was like a dream come true, man. Just to be able to record in his legendary studio. You know, he has so many people that went into his studio, and just to be able to go in there and do it as well was like another surreal moment. So you know, I took that that piece is with me forever. You know, that experience.
And that's, you know, something that I look at as I look at your career and listen to all the experiences you've had. I mean, you're taking the steps, and I guess destiny is taking you in the right direction.
Yes. Yeah.
You are mentioning all the masters, you know, all the big names in the industry. You know,
Hmm.
talk about David D. Garza and Gil Velasquez, and now, um, how did the Abraham Quintanilla happen? In your words.
Uh, so it was something that happened, I guess, rather quickly or unexpectedly, should I say? Um, I'm still like in a, you know, I'm still on my high. You know, I got to come back to earth a little bit, you know, and then kind of accept the reality, because it's definitely a dream come true for sure. You know, to be signed with a label, let alone be signed with somebody that, uh, you know, his name in itself, you know, is known worldwide. Um, and then to be able to be part of a company that's prestigious, you know. Um, that came about because me and my brother had an idea to pay tribute to a lot of the artists that we grew up listening to. Um, we did a series of medleys, 10 songs, or yeah, well, it was 10 tracks, but you know, each song had like three songs within it, you know. And then we were like, well, let's take it another step forward, further, and let's just do like music videos with it too, you know, like music session or recording session videos or whatever for each single one of them. So it was a lot of work, man. We started at the end of summer of 2020, and we just got busy with it, man. We researched the music, we researched the songs. I wanted to make sure to capture a lot of songs that people have heard before, but they haven't heard a whole lot. So then you hear it and you're like, oh, that's right. I remember that song. Oh man, it's such an awesome song, you know? So kind of gets people to think a little bit, and, you know, it's a little, like a little blast from the past type of thing. Um, our first release that we did was the J Bettis medley, paying tribute to J Bettis. And that's what got a lot of, it got a lot of noise, man. A lot of good positive feedback. Um, and it opened the doors that I'm currently walking through right now, and I would have never expected it, you know. For it being the first one that we released, my goal, my idea was to release one a week. Um, but you know, because of this situation, you know, I wasn't able to do it, but it's okay, because the way that I see it is, well, it took only one song to capture the attention, or to capture the eyes and the ears of an opportunity that I just can't, you know, I can't turn down.
So
But yeah, so
when you got our call, oh, what did you think?
oh, so so I went on there and I was sharing the J medley to a bunch of pages, you know, just to get it out there a little bit. And I shared it to the Latin Groove News, you know, and without thinking, you know, I didn't put two and two together, you know, that you run it, or you know, that you had to accept it, or you watched it, whatever, and who your contacts were. Um, so when I did it, you know, I just did it, you know, and then you contacted me. You told me, you asked me what if I would be interested in talking about my plans, you know, for the future.
The business.
And I'm like, okay, yeah. And my first thought, I'm like, well, you know, I've heard of Jose, but I'm not too sure, you know, who this guy is. So I thought maybe I was being pranked or something. I went on there and I I Facebook stalked you. I was like, Capital EMI. I'm like, oh my God, okay, this is crazy. And I started thinking, well, does he still work for EMI Latin? I'm like, you know, my mind started turning a little bit. I'm like, this is wow, okay, this is a pretty good you know, opportunity that I'm about to approach. So yeah, you know, I believe I gave you my number and you called me and you told me you were talking to me. We're talking about you know, my history a little bit and what my plans were. You asked me if I was tied down with anybody, and I said no, I'm not signed with anybody. I don't have any ties. And you said okay, well, I started getting you know, nervous a little bit. I was like, okay, well, what's going to happen next? So then he says, or you go on to tell me, well, you know, the J Pettis medley got a lot of attention. I shared it on my post, and it caught the eyes of Mr. Abraham Quintanilla, and he would like your contact information so that he can talk to you. And in that moment, my whole body tingled, and I was like frozen. I was like in disbelief for a little bit. And you know, and then during the time, you know, with the Selena series going on and everything, I was like, um, it's just crazy for me because a lot of attention is on the Quintanilla family, Selena, all even the artists that were featured, you know, on the series.
Right.
And Tejano music, you know, on Google look ratings, whatever, everything went up. You know, so I'm like, wow, this is it's a really good opportunity right now, you know. And regardless, I don't know what's gonna happen, but yeah, I want to talk to Abraham. I want to hear what he has to say. You know, if he wants to reach out to me, I'm not gonna tell him no. So so yeah, and then after we hung up the phone, you know, I sat there and I waited, and I just honestly I was kind of staring in blank space, you know, just like what am I gonna say? How am I gonna, or what's gonna happen? You know, I'm like, everything was just happening kind of quickly, and I was like why does he want to talk to me? um and then so I waited, and after a while, yeah, Abraham reached out to me, called me, and we talked. We had our conversation, and he asked me if I'd be interested in going down to Corpus to meet with him. I said absolutely, yeah, that would be an honor. So I went out. Yeah, I went out there a couple days later. He showed me around the Selena Museum. I've been there maybe 3 times. This might have been my 4th time, I think. But I've only been out there, you know, like on vacations and stuff. When I was living in Colorado, you know, me and my family would go out to Corpus sometimes, and we'd check everything out. And so when I got there, you know, I was there before Abraham, so I just went into the museum part, and I just hung out and I was looking at everything, you know, and then I got to the wall where all the records are, you know, the gold records, platinum records, 7-time diamond, and everything. It sunk into me. I'm like, I can't believe I'm here talking with, or I'm going to be talking with Abraham Quintanilla, you know. And it was a very surreal moment, and it brought me into realization, like, you know, I'm here for a reason. You know, I can't be too nervous, because I don't want to blow it. Whatever's gonna happen, you know, I don't want to blow it. But I just had to keep in mind, like, I'm here for a reason. You know, just stay calm. You're good. You got this. Um, just hear him out. Hear what he's got to say. You know, and hopefully it's all good. But I was very nervous. Yeah, I was talking with my family about it, and before the fact, you know, and they were very happy for me. They were excited to hear what was going to happen, you know, afterwards.
And
But
by how the public has responded, it's been amazing. The response has been,
yes,
you know, it's phenomenal. And of course, you know, Abraham is very, very excited about your career.
mhm,
And he he's demanding. He is very professional. And of course, you know, I love the Quintanilla family. They're a wonderful family. Um, so you're in great company. You're in great company. And We do think that you're going to make a big impact in the industry. You have an amazing voice, and what we consider the whole package. You know, you have a good character, great experience. You know, come from a musical family, and you're a singer songwriter.
Right.
That's amazing. You know, so just stay humble.
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely. That was something that was, you know, taught to us at a very, very young age. When we were first starting out, is our uncles would always tell us, there's always going to be somebody that's better than you, you know, so don't ever think that you're the best. Don't ever think that you can never learn anymore. You can always learn, you know, keep your mind open and absorb everything that, you know, people want to teach you or want to tell you. So that's something that always stuck with me and my brother. Um, and I think it's anchored us very well. You know.
Well, we wish you the best with Q Productions and Abraham Quintanilla. Um, with your talent and Abraham Quintanilla guiding
Mhm.
your career, you know, you can't go wrong. You know,
Right.
it's good. So we wish you the best, and I'm sure we're going to be hearing from you very soon because Abraham works really fast.
Yeah.
You know, I'm sure he's already putting you know the songs together, and he's already
Mhm.
all the behind the scene things. Uh, what we wanted to know the public, we wanted the public to know that you're not an overnight success. You've been working at this for what, about 10 years already?
Yeah, about 10 years. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's one thing that we noticed. You know, at first when I saw the video, and I saw, okay, here's a singer and he's doing something for Jay Perez. Yeah, right.
Mm.
Of course, because Jay Perez is just one of the best vocalists ever.
Right.
And I think, yeah, right. So I was ready to be disappointed, you know, before
Mhm.
play, and I'm gonna okay, I'm going to listen to about 15 seconds and then just move on. I listened to the whole thing, and I'm amazed. You know, song after song is like, wow, wow. You know, so I posted it. I posted it because we of course, you know, we are careful with everything that we post. It has to be meaningful, and it has to be impressive.
Right.
You know, and you were both.
Thank
So
you so much. Yeah.
I was very pleasantly surprised when Mr. Abraham Quintanilla called.
Hmm.
So we talked about how things fall in place and how God puts you where you're supposed to be at.
Right. Right.
I think this is the case with you.
Mm.
Um, we can plan our destiny, and you know, but our destiny is already planned. But
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
thank you for making the time, you know, to share all these things with us, and we look forward to sharing your music and possibly more interviews later.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for your time. You know, it's been a real pleasure, you know, sitting here and talking to you and letting everybody know a little bit of my backstory. And you know, like you said, I'm not an overnight success. You know, I've been trying to reach a goal, you know, like this for about 10 years.
Yeah, and I think the what really makes it even more of an impact is you move. I mean, you left everything behind to pursue.
Yes, absolutely.
We'll look forward. We'll look forward. And
Mhm.
Emmanuel J,
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.